Part 1 of The Well of Pen Morfa by Elizabeth Gaskell. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. From Household Words, a weekly journal, number 34, Saturday, November the 16th, 1850. Chapter 1. Of 100 travellers who spend a night at Trymaddock in North Wales, there is not one, perhaps, who goes to the neighbouring village of Pen Morfa. The new town, built by Mr. Maddox, Shelley's friend, has taken away all the importance of the ancient village, formerly, as its name imports, the head of the marsh. That marsh which Mr. Maddox drained and dyked, and reclaimed from the Strathmoor, till Pen Morfa, against the walls of whose cottages the winter tides lashed in former days, has come to stand high and dry, 3 miles from the sea, on a disused road to Cranford. I do not think there has been a new cottage built in Pen Morfa this 100 years, and many an old one has dates in some obscure corner which tell of the 15th century. The joists of timber where they meet overhead are blackened with the smoke of centuries. There is one large room round which the beds are built like cupboards, with wooden doors to open and shut, somewhat in the old Scotch fashion, I imagine, and below the bed, at least in one instance I can testify that this was the case, and I was told it was not uncommon, is a great wide wooden drawer, which contained the oat cake baked for some months' consumption by the family. They call the promontory of Clun, the point at the end of Carnarvonshire, Welsh Wales. I think they might call Pen Morfa a Welsh village. It is so national in its ways and buildings and inhabitants, and so different from the towns and hamlets into which the English throng in summer. How these said inhabitants of Pen Morfa ever are distinguished by their names, I, uninitiated, cannot tell. I only know for a fact that in a family there with which I am acquainted, the eldest son's name is John Jones, because his father's was John Thomas, that the second son is called David Williams, because his grandfather was William Wynne, and that the girls are called indiscriminately by the names of Thomas and Jones. I have heard some of the Welsh chuckle over the way in which they have baffled the barristers at Carnarvon Assizes, denying the name under which they have been subpoenaed to give evidence, if they were unwilling witnesses. I could tell you of a great deal which is peculiar and wild in these true Welsh people, who are what I suppose we English were a century ago, but I must hasten on to my tale. I have received great, true, beautiful kindness from one of the members of the family of whom I just now spoke, as
Sample complete. Ready to continue?